Okay, so continuing to our series of lectures for Linux, let's continue with this lectures. And what we have seen up till now is what is a RAID device and the theory of for a RAID. What we are going to see today is that how we can build a RAID by using different Linux commands. So let me share the telnet with you, and we will see the working of RAID by using the telnet I'm sharing with you. So the first thing which we are going to do is we'll be creating three different partitions. We'll be creating three different partitions. So how to create a partition we already know by using the command fdisk, and we have already studied it before. But let's create the partitions, three different partitions to create a RAID. Fdisk, def, sd, d. To create a partition, we have to give the command n. We have already seen this thing before. Primary partition 1, first cylinder default 1, number of cylinders 10. Again, second partition, primary 2, first cylinder it says 12. We can change also, but we are making all partitions with 10 cylinders. So now what we have done is we have created three partitions: SDB1, SDB2, SDB3, all of file system Linux. This is the first step we have done, that we have created three partitions. Now let's change the file system from Linux to Linux RAID auto detect. To change, the command is T. It will ask that which partition you want to change. We say partition 1. Then it says what is the list of codes. If you want to see the list of code, you can press L. It will open all the codes with the details. So we have to change to Linux RAID auto, that is FD. So we give the command FD. Then again we change partition 2 to FD, that is Linux auto detect. Then again we change partition 3 to FD, that is Linux auto detect. If I press P over here, now you can see that all the three partitions have changed to Linux RAID auto detect. Now what we have to do is we have to write the changes by pressing W. Partition table has been altered. Now everything has been done. We do part probe. The part probe tells the kernel about the changes. This is the first thing which we have to do, and this first thing is just to create the partitions which we have already done before. Now we have to write the command to create a RAID. The command to create a RAID is mdadm. Mdadm is the command to create a RAID. Minus C is the option. We give the name of the RAID device. We call it MD0. You can give any name. Then the option is L, which is the level of RAID. So we say we are giving RAID 1, level 1. Then number of devices you are connecting into the RAID. We are creating level 1, so only two devices are required. So we give number of devices 2. Which two devices? Device SDB1 and device SDB2. We have created these three partitions now: SDB1, SDB2, and SDB3. Out of these three, we are using SDB1 and SDB2 to create a RAID array. The command is mdadm. Minus C is for create. Path and name of the RAID device, MD0. Minus L for label. Label is RAID 0, RAID 1, RAID 5, RAID 6. So we have taken label 1. Minus N for number of devices. Two devices we are connecting, and name of these two devices, path of these two devices. So we press this, and it says that do you want to continue? We say yes, and it says that it is already in use. So MD0 has must have been created by me before. So let me check it. MDADM hyphen hyphen detail slash dev slash MD0. It has already been created by me before. So let's create again a different one. Don't worry. What we will do is MDADM minus dev, sorry, MDADM minus C slash dev slash MD0 की जगह नाम देते हैं MD1 minus L label 1 minus N, two devices. Which two devices? Dev SDB1 and dev SDB2. So instead of MD0 we create MD1 this time. Do you wish to create? Yes, it says it has been started. So MD1 has been started. Let's clear the screen and let's see that the RAID device which we have created looks like what? MDADM hyphen hyphen detail. This is to know the details of the device which we have created. Dev MD1. Now it says, see, RAID level is RAID 1, number of devices 2, total devices 2, and it says that these are the two devices, SDB1 and SDB2. So we have created a RAID, successfully a RAID has been created. Now to use this RAID further, we have to do certain more steps. Let's see what steps we have to do. The first thing we have to do is we have to format this RAID. So mkfs.ext3 and we format this RAID MD1. So the RAID has been formatted. Then again we clear the screen. After formatting the RAID, what we have to do is we have to make a new directory where we can mount it. So let's call it the name of the directory RAID2. है ना? So let's create a new directory RAID2. And after creating this RAID2 directory, let's mount the RAID which we have created. So to mount, the command is mount. The path of the RAID MD1 is the name of the RAID, and we mount it to RAID2. It is RAID level 1, but we have created a directory by the name of RAID2. Do not get confused by it. So it has, we have mounted it to RAID 2. Now if I do df minus h, what does it says? It tells me that yes, there is MD1 which is mounted to RAID 2. There is one MD1 which is mounted to RAID 2. It shows over here. There is one MD1 which is mounted to RAID 2. So this is how we have created our RAID. Now moving a step forward, we have created the RAID using a very simple command mdadm, which is for RAID management. There are different options. Using different options of this RAID management, it can be used for different things, for creating, for knowing the details, and other things we'll be seeing now. More than this, what we have to see is that if it is a RAID level 1, even if one disk fails, we get the information. So let's copy something into this RAID 2. To copy something into this RAID 2, let's see what are the files which are available over here. There is some file, let's see, that is com.txt. So let's see how does this file appears and what is written in the root over here. So hi, how are you is written in this file. So let's copy this file of com.txt from here to our RAID, what we have called as RAID 2. So let's copy it to RAID 2. Okay, so let's check what is there in RAID 2, ls hyphen RAID 2. Yes, com.txt has gone into RAID 2. If I check it over here, RAID 2 slash com.text. Yes, the same file is opening. So we have copied a file com.text in this RAID array. Now, when we are copying it into a RAID array, what is happening is it is a mirroring concept. The same file is being copied into SDB1 and the same file is copied into SDB2. Now, let's make a drive faulty. That is, let's make SDB1 or SDB2, let's make some of the drive faulty. So, how to make it faulty? Again, mdadm slash dav slash md1, which is the name of our red device, minus f. We are saying that we are making a drive faulty sdb1. है ना? This time we are saying that we are making a drive faulty, that is sdb1. So it has been set to faulty. Now, if it has been made faulty, let's see whether there are any changes in it or not. mdadm detail dev md1. You can see over here it says yes, one device is faulty now. One device is faulty now, that is sdb1 is faulty. sdb1 is faulty and one device is active. It says number of active devices 1, working device 1, failed device 1. So one hard disk has failed, one partition has failed, then still can we get the file which we have copied? This is what we have to see. So we see cat raid 1 and the name of the file was com.txt. Let's see if it opens. Hi, how are you was written. It says no such file or there in the directory. So how come that no such file is there? Either we are missing something. Let's check ls raid. Sorry, we called it raid 2. Yes. So what was our mistake? Named it raid 2 and we are checking in raid 1. raid 2 com.txt. com.txt. It was raid label 1, but the name of the raid is raid 2. So cat com.txt. Yes. So you can see over here, this file has opened even when we have made one of the drive faulty. Still, the RAID is working. Still, the RAID is working and there is no loss of data. So this is the beauty of RAID and this is the power of RAID, that it is a redundant array disk and we can use the disk in such a way. Now there are other things that how you can move back to the original states and all. So one thing is there that you can remove the faulty drive. To remove the faulty drive, the command is mdadm path dev md1 remove which was their faulty drive sdb1. You can remove the faulty drive and it says that this drive has been removed from here. It has been removed. So this was a faulty drive, you have removed it. You can even check it after removing mdadm hyphen hyphen detail and path dev md. It says there is only one now, है ना? Active device is one, working device is one. Now it is, although it is RAID level 1, but because we have removed one drive and only one drive is there, and if this drive becomes faulty, everything will go. So technically what we should do is we should add one more partition to it. We should add one more partition to it so that it again becomes the RAID. So to add a partition, the command is mdadm slash dav slash md1 minus a. Minus a is for append, you can say, or add, and the name of the partition which you wish to add. So we are not having any partition free, sdb3 is already busy with RAID 0, so we cannot add a partition at the moment, but you can add by using the command by putting minus a and a partition would be added. So this is how we can add another partition in it. And after adding this, how to return back to the normal state. How to return back to the normal state? First, let's do a part probe. After this, what we have to do to return to the normal state? Unmount your RAID. Unmount your RAID. It was mounted at RAID 2. It was mounted at RAID 2. It was mounted at RAID 2. We unmount it. Now it is not mounted anymore. It has been removed from it. So RAID has been unmounted. Then after unmounting, what we do is we go back to our fdisk folder, means fdisk utility of SDB, and we delete the partitions which we were using for RAID. If we see the partition table now, the we created the partitions, it is unmounted, and we have removed from RAID, and we have deleted the partition. So partition table has been altered. Then we inform everything to the system part probe, and we return back to the initial state from where we